Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. This is the first time you are seeing me. Please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today's video is an exciting one. We are looking at the 77-inch Sony A80J OLED. Now, while the other sizes have been out for a few weeks, 55 and 65, this is the very first allocation of the 77-inch model. It will be introduced to us by Robert Zohn, the owner of Value Electronics in Scarsdale, New York. I am very fortunate to have this friendship. So are we as a community with both Robert and Wendy for allowing us into their store to introduce us to panels that we would otherwise never see. They also lend me these panels from time to time so I can bring that to you. Robert is very knowledgeable and very passionate about all things home theater. Before I turn it over to Robert, I have to tell you that while I was shooting him talking about the A80J and introducing to it, I am off angle. The OLED will look like it is blooming. OLEDs do not bloom. The A80J is gorgeous out of the box, and I think will be one of the best sellers in Sony's lineup. Now, without further ado, again, special thank you to Robert and Wendy. Here is Robert Zohn.
Hello, everybody, and thank you very much, Brian, for inviting me back again to Whisper Status 74. I love being on your channel, and I love all the great members that you have, and we've appreciated working with so many of them as well. Today, we just received Sony's first allocation of the new A80J series OLED televisions. We got 55, 65, and 77-inch A80Js, and the 77 is right next to me, to my right, your left. This is a big upgrade this year for Sony. They've included the XR processor, the new cognitive intelligent processor, on the A80J, the same processor that goes into the flagship Master Series, A90J. They also have the same panel. They don't have the heat sink to drive the panel harder and cool it to make the lumens brighter, but this panel is plenty bright. It delivers a stunning image quality. Out of the box, this TV is 2 hours old. We just got them in, we set up a couple of them, and we're QCing and breaking them in for customers. Out of the box, the color accuracy is amazingly excellent. So is the contrast is set beautifully by the factory. Even on the A80, Sony does set the white point, they do a QC, and they also calibrate. They do a bigger job, a more thorough job on the Master Series. This TV does a very high % of Rec 2020 color, so it's future-proofed for when we get a new wider color palette. It has two HDMI 2.1 ports with eARC as well. Right now, if you have a PlayStation 5, it'll do everything that automatic low latency load will do. It'll switch to the game mode and switch back out of it again. It works just like automatic low latency load. It works just like variable refresh rate as well, but that's only when you're plugging it into a PlayStation 5. The upgrade for automatic low latency ALM and for VRR is going to be in December of this year, so Xbox X will also play beautifully on it. The blacks are amazing. The whites are very bright and very brilliant this year. This is really a world-class TV. Sony took a very aggressive step in lowering the price by $1,000 at the launch. This came out at a list price of $44.99, but it is now down to $34.97. It's all in, shipped and delivered to your home nationwide. It's still a lot of money, $3,500, but the value for the performance is world-class. This TV would be a TV that you would own for many years, if not a decade ahead. So if you can rationalize the higher cost and the bigger screen size over the very long term of every day loving this TV, it might make more sense. And we also can extend a 2-year interest-free financing as well. I welcome all questions. I'll be monitoring this and I'll be responding to any questions online. And I love to help people. If they have any technical questions or need support, they're welcome to always call me directly or through the chat as well online. So please let us know your thoughts and questions, and we'll be responding and keeping up with that as well. Thank you again, and all the very best.
Thank you so much, Robert. We are very glad to be here. I had to show you guys what I walked into when I walked into the store was Robert and their calibrator, Jonathan, who you've seen on the channel as well, watching the A80J that they just took out of the box about 10 minutes before I walked in. Now, this is the kind of chat that I wish many of you could witness as the three of us are just discussing panels in general. To my left is a 77-inch LG C1. There's also a 75-inch Q90A, a Sony A90 Master Series in the corner, and right behind this panel is another A80J. I'll be showing you various demo footage as we go around the store. You can see the backs of the panels as they're back to back here. It's kind of reminiscent of the A9S Master Series. Kind of thick back, where the Master Series is, the new A90 is smooth. Watching some of Jonathan's demo material here. Very beautiful material. We will also go back and show these panels side by side with one another, the C1 versus the A80. But Jonathan, again, who was their calibrator, was very, very impressed with the A80 out of the box. He's also calibrated many A90J Master Series as well as the C1s and A9Gs, all of your favorite panels. He has seen hundreds of them, and he was blown away by the A80J, especially out of the box. Now, nothing has been messed with. This is literally out of the box, and here's how beautiful things look. Now, you must forgive the reflections. There are huge windows behind us and a skylight above us as well. So between the blooming when I was interviewing Robert, that is the camera, and unfortunately this is a very bright room, but it actually handles reflections very well. It does have a glossy screen. You're seeing some footage from the HDR channel. Please check out that channel. Now, OLEDs have this nearly bezel-less design to them. Here I am attempting to show you the back of the other panel. There's the HDMI inputs there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to capture it. But you're seeing two A80Js back to back. Go around the other side and you'll see the other A80Js. These are all being broken in, QC'd, and calibrated. But the design of the OLEDs just seem to hang in the air. The near black level on Sony is unreal, and it does retain its shadow detail better than any other OLEDs. They won't crush the blacks, but they retain that detail, which is so hard to do. There's the skylight and the light above me I wanted to show you guys. A lot of times you'll see blooming or you'll see glares, and that's really me being off angle. I was very, very impressed with it. We're going to go through some of the settings here. You have your IMAX Enhanced, you have your Cinema, you have your Custom, your Standard. Though not as bright as the A90J, the specular highlights really do pop. I was very surprised at how vibrant it was. We've talked about Sony's accuracy out of the box, even though it's not a Master Series. It does seem more accurate out of the box than the LG CX or C1. It is absolutely stunning. As Robert mentioned, there are two HDMI 2.1 ports. With the PS5, they will act similarly to their own form of variable refresh rate and auto low latency mode. We'll still be waiting for our update for variable refresh rate and auto latency that'll work on the Series X. Extremely vibrant is all I can really say. Vibrant, accurate, and does again leap off the screen. Now, for those of you that are watching these videos for the first time, I am in a store surrounded by very high-end panels and speakers, and I'm trying my best not to fall over anything. The store is very full of equipment right now, so I'm doing my best to get around the store, which is why I'm kind of off angle all the time. $77 inches, I know while feels expensive, keep in mind that panels from only a few years ago at 77 inches, any OLED was about $15,000. The A80J, as Robert mentioned, had dropped $1,000. It is now more in line with the LG C1. And the A80J and this lineup is having a 77 inch is what the A80H did not have. Now these legs can be extended all the way out to the end of the panel. They can be turned in. There are 3 positions. You can also raise them up for a soundbar. Again, I'll attempt to show you the back of the panel, but I will fail miserably. And I think this is very cool to have these brand new panels back to back. And while I wanted to show you the A90J next to it, or the C1, I was just kind of stuck looking at this panel. I was so impressed with it. This is a very difficult year to decide what you want. LG, more gaming features, but the beauty of these Sony OLEDs really makes it very hard to choose. The cognitive processor, again, as Robert had mentioned, their upscaling is on another level. What I like about Sony, more so than I have in previous years, is really the flexibility of their settings. You can make the image look as saturated or as unrealistic as you like, while also dialing things back and making them look as natural and as accurate. I also do feel that Sony does have the best game mode in the business as far as how it looks out of the box. These are very hard demos. They do look phenomenal. Real treat to walk in and see Robert and Jonathan really discussing this panel because they were just into it. They were really, really surprised at how gorgeous it is. Here, going through the settings again. I believe I'll be putting it on Vivid in here somewhere. You'll see how vibrant it actually is. Actually reminded me more of the A90J than I thought. Where the A90J will be the enthusiast kind of high-end, untouchable panel at 83 inches. This panel is much more realistic for other people. Where the A90 may be out of reach, it is an excellent choice, much like the C-level OLEDs from LG. But for Sony to have an affordable 77-inch when the only other 77-inch they've ever had was the legendary A9G Master Series, which to this day is still very expensive. All right, guys, thank you so much, as always, for being part of the community and family. And also, special thank you again to Robert and Wendy Zohn. Check the description for all the information regarding their store. Take care.